Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm back out at the range with another new gun. I did some horse trading for what's in this box, which you might be able to discern what it is simply by the branding that's on the outside. The size of the case may be a little bit deceptive, but let's just take a look and stop with the nonsensical suspense. What I have here is a Sig Sauer MPX 9mm pistol. A lot of you guys have been asking me to take a look at this gun. A lot of the reviews I see out there online have been extremely positive about the gun, which inspired me to go out and, like I said, do some horse trading, pick one up and see what I could expect or see what it would do for me. I've had some spotty experiences with Sig rifles in the past. The handguns always seem to work well for me. It's just I've had a couple of lemons with the rifles. This is somewhere in between, so hopefully I'm going to get lucky, and this sucker is going to impress the heck out of me like it has pretty much every other reviewer out there. I'll go through what all is in the box a little bit later. I have one 30-round magazine. Apparently this is a magazine made by Lancer. It certainly looks like their work. It is branded Sig, but it has metal inserts here. Seems to be very high quality. And I've brought out some ZQI 9mm 123 grain NATO spec ammo. I also have some S&B ammo that I've brought out this afternoon to try in the gun as well, which is courtesy of Lucky Gunner. And we're going to load the magazine here, load up the first 15-20 rounds, walk right over to the firing line and shoot this for the very first time. Now, I did take the gun apart when I first picked it up yesterday just to look inside, get familiar with it, but I have not cleaned it. I didn't lubricate it, I didn't do anything. I'm going to treat it just like every other gun I buy brand new and just bring it out to the range and abuse it. And we'll just bring you guys along as usual. Let's see, I'm going to be one round short unless I bend over and pick up the one that I dropped. Let's go ahead and load 15 rounds in and see how this little guy works. Now, this is kind of unique in that it's a gas-operated carbine pistol, whatever you want to call it. I plan on making it into a carbine or SBR. And so I've heard reports that it has very gentle recoil. I've heard reports of good accuracy and good reliability. So let's go find out. First 15 rounds. Magazine locks in positively, has a T-handle charging system. I'm gonna go ahead and flip up the sights, charge the gun, put it on fire, and here we go. Let's see what it does. Okay, I could definitely feel the gun lock open on the last shot. Recoil impulse is light, like everybody was saying. 100% function, okay? Color me very interested in this little guy. Let's do some more shooting with it, take a look at what comes in the box, break it down, and see how the gun works on the inside. All right, guys, let's fire the first full 30 rounds out of the gun. But before I do that, I stuck my good old trusty Comp M2 aim point on the pistol. I have changed out the mount. I used to have an arms mount with this sight. I just let the sight set forever because I hated that arms mount. It lost its tension. You can't adjust the tension. It would slide back and forth on the rails, and so I just kind of forgot about the sight. I actually have two of them. So I recently updated the mount. I put an ADM, American Defense Manufacturing mount on here that has a quick detached throw lever that's adjustable, so I can adjust it to various guns very quickly, and that's kind of breathed new life into this old sight. These sights are amazing. I changed the batteries in this sight for the first time after 6 years of use and leaving it on in the safe for months at a time. And I think I'm about at least 3 years into these batteries. And once again, I always forget to turn the thing off when I do turn it on, and they're working just fine. Even the old aim points are awesome. If you can find them online, used, pick them up. Great sights, last forever, and the ADM mounts rock. Okay, so enough of that. What's kind of cool with the ADM mount, it's their low mount. It co-witnesses with the iron sights. It's 100% co-witness, so I could very quickly zero my dot. It was really nice that the sights for the Sig MPX were actually on. When I took it out of the box, I didn't have to adjust the sights whatsoever. It hit right at the point of aim, which was a nice touch. So now I'm going to give the red dot sight a shot with 30 rounds of the ZQI 9mm ammo. Magazine drops in there. I'm going to hit let's do it on this side. I'm going to hit the bolt release on the right-hand side with the ambi control, and let's pound that little challenge target down there. It's about 15-20 yards out. Wow. Again, I could feel it lock open. The gas operation on it does seem to work very well. Surprisingly gassy back here a little bit. You can see gas kind of forming around my face. I'm not really used to that. With the blowback guns, I think more of the gas goes out into the barrel, but because it's gas operated, it has a very short little gas system in here, which I'll try to show you guys here in a minute when I take the rail off of it. Seems to be a little bit more gas hanging around. I'm not able to suppress the gun. That was one of the things that kind of I thought was a bummer. When I first got it, I took it right in the back of the shop and took the muzzle device off, hoping that I could put my Griffin Revolution 9 suppressor on here. It would fit nicely. It's somewhat recessed. It would fit nicely into the railed handguard here. But once I got the muzzle device off, I discovered it was a 13.5 by 1 left-hand thread with a taper mount. Just know that it's not a standard 1/2 by 28 thread. All right, so 30 rounds, no problems. It seems like I pretty much got my aim point on target there. Maybe a little bit low. I'm going to dial it up. I think I'm going to center or zero this thing for maybe 20, 25 yards, so I do need to bring that point of impact up just a little bit. Recoil's good, 100% function so far, so, you know, not quite a box, well, just about 5 rounds shy of a full box of ammo through it so far. And we're gonna shoot a lot more this afternoon, see how she works. Let's load up another magazine. Wow, again, 100% function. Yeah, I need to bring that sight up a little bit. I moved over to the shooting tree, and it's hitting just a little bit low. The circles are only about that big, so I had to aim at the top of them to hit them. But yeah, it works really nice. I actually like this little sling setup. All the controls seem to be very intuitive. At first, I was a little bit concerned that the bolt release and the magazine release were too closely located, but it really is very intuitive. You can definitely tell which one you're getting a hold of there with your index finger, at least I can. So stripping magazines out and stuff is really simple, and hitting that bolt release is natural. Of course, it's much easier when you have a loaded magazine versus an empty one. So I have to say that everything so far seems to be working really good with the gun. Also, you'll notice that the selector lever on the right-hand side is a little nubby one versus the full-size one over on the left-hand side. And that's nice because it keeps it out of the way of your firing finger. The Scorpion Evo, that's my biggest complaint about that gun, is the ambi selector lever just grinds into your trigger finger. It's more than a nuisance. It's something you just want to totally grind off the gun. But yeah, that's definitely a nice touch. So it's really killing me only having one magazine, because I really want to run the snot out of this gun to get a feel for its reliability. So far, no problems at all, 0 hiccups. I haven't lubricated it, haven't cleaned it, haven't done anything to it. And so I'm having to stop every time we shoot a scene and reload the magazine. But I'm just trying to run as much ammo as I possibly can through it, just to see how the gun performs and holds up to being run pretty much bone dry. Now I'm just going to run a full magazine out of it as fast as I can pull the trigger and see how easy I can get the gun going pretty quick with its AR-15 style trigger. God, that's fun. One thing that I always take a look at, and you may see me comment about it in videos, is the ejection pattern of a particular firearm. Weak or soft ejection usually indicates you may have problems with the gun down the road. In the case of the MPX, this thing is ejecting like an AK-47. It's very consistent, and it's throwing the brass way over there. I was just firing from this position. I'm going to walk it off and see how far the brass is actually being thrown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5 or 6, 7, 8. So we're about 8 yards over here, and this is where all the brass is landing. It's landing right in this area, right here. Here's even more of it. So yeah, it's a very consistent ejection pattern, and it's throwing it quite a distance. I like to see that. We're burning through a lot of ammo here this afternoon, guys. So much so I've burned up all my ZQI, and now I'm going to get into my S&B ammo, which is a good test too, to see how the gun works with different types of ammo. Now the gun does use a gas-operated system, okay? It's not delayed blowback or blowback like most other carbines or pistols out there of its type. It's using a gas operating system. So I want to see how it works with different types of ammo, because gas systems, typically speaking, I'm not saying this is the case with the MPX, but typically speaking, can be a little bit more finicky than just blowback type designs. So now we got some S&B. This stuff is, again, from Lucky Gunner. It is 124 grains. So this is going to be very similar to military standard ball ammo. I've had good luck with S&B in the past. It's typically reliable ammo. Can't remember ever having any problems with it. So now we're going to start burning this stuff up. I'm even going to let the cameraman do a little bit of shooting. We're just going to keep running through the ammo. We'll give you a final round count at the end of the video as to how much ammo we actually put through the gun. Again, so far, no malfunctions whatsoever. Not even the hint of a malfunction. So we found some other ammunition that we had on hand, which is some Blazer 115 grain aluminum case stuff. All right, so this is pretty affordable, typically causes problems with some guns. I shouldn't say typically causes problems, but some guns do have problems with it. So we're going to run it through the MPX and see how it handles it. We have 30 rounds in here. And so far, again, we've had no malfunctions with this little guy. No problems with the Blazer aluminum cased ammo. We haven't been able to kill this thing at all this afternoon. Still, not even so much as a drop of oil. And it's actually getting pretty warm, even though we're having to stop every 30 seconds and reload the magazine. We fired 400 rounds to the MPX so far, and now I'm going to take it apart, take a look inside, see how dirty it is, and also show you guys how the field stripping goes. All right, take the gun apart. First, you want to make sure the weapon's clear. Drop the magazine out, check the chamber. Nothing in there. I do have the gun on safe. I'm going to use the tip of an AK-47 bolt to start the cross pins. These are AR-15 style pins. They're a little bit stiff, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. So once I got them started, now I can pull them out and separate the upper from the lower. Let's take a look at the lower. First of all, that definitely looks like an AR-15 trigger to me. Haven't done any research yet, but I'm assuming you can drop just a standard AR-15 trigger in there, and if that's the case, I'm really looking forward to putting a Geisley trigger in there. You also notice right down here in the bottom, just underneath that rear takedown pin, there's a spring and plunger system. What that's designed to do apparently is push up on the upper receiver and take the slop out of it. It's built into the gun. Pretty interesting. The machining, the finish, everything looks really good on the receiver. Let's take a look at the top half. Once you have that front pin out, you can now slide the front rail section off the gun. It just slides across here. Way up underneath there is the gas system of the gun, and the gas system is tapping gas off just in front of the chamber area of that 9mm cartridge. Now this may present a problem if you're a reloader and you shoot lead bullets. I don't know, I'm just speculating, but you might get lead shavings up in there and may start to interfere with the gas system. I don't know. I'm assuming with ball rounds though, it shouldn't be a problem. So let's take a look at the bolt and carrier system. Pull the T-handle back slightly. Grab your recoil springs, you can pull the bolt and carrier out. Take your T-handle out, much like an AR-15. Now this thing looks rather anemic. It looks like the finish is off of it, but I think that's just grease that's put on there from the factory. Again, I haven't cleaned this gun or lubed it, but it's a lot more rigid than I originally thought. It's fairly stiff. Looks like it's machined aluminum. The only downside is there's not a release on the other side for left-handed shooters, and it's proprietary. All right, let's take a look at the bolt and carrier. So here's the bolt and carrier system. Looks very similar, reminiscent of the AR-15, right down to the cross pin that holds the firing pin and spring in place. To get that out, I'm going to use a knife, start that, pull that pin out. Now the firing pin is under spring pressure. Pull that cross pin out, and now the firing pin and spring will fall out. There it is. Try not to lose all these parts. And I have a cam pin up here, much like an AR-15. To get to that, you're going to have to pull this recoil spring out and take the guide rod out of its little retainer there. Take the spring off, and now that rod will come out of the way, just completely come off, and allow you to get that cam pin out. Once you got the cam pin out, now you can take the bolt out. Since it's not direct gas impingement like the AR-15, there's no gas piston rings or anything behind the bolt. Put it back together, you simply reverse the process. Put your bolt back in the carrier. Put this little guy in there. Turn him. Go ahead and put the firing pin and spring back in there. Just drops down right inside there. Make sure you get it pushed all the way forward, much like an AR-15. If you don't do that, you'll get your pin on the wrong side of the firing pin, and then it won't fire. And once you get the firing pin in there, put your cross pin in. All right, that's back together. Now I'm going to put my recoil spring, let's see, I think it goes this way, back together. Push that through, put the spring on the rod, slide it down. This I found a little bit challenging. Grab your recoil spring, pull it back, and try to slip it in there. This is one of those things that kind of takes 3 hands. There we go. All right, make sure it's working here. Now, I got the bolt and carrier back together. Put the T-handle in. Slide the bolt and carrier in. Want to make sure your bolt's forward just like an AR-15. Goes right back together. Slide your rail system back on. Pin your upper and lower together. You can see that spring tensioning system I was talking about working there. All right, it's ready to go. Let's take a look at what comes inside the box with the MPX. Outside of the box, we have these latches if I have to ding it for one thing. These things are horribly flimsy. They don't even really latch. They're more or less flaps, and they're very easy to come off. I've had to put them on a couple of times because they just kind of fallen off, but that's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's a shipping container, right? You're going to want to put it in a much better box probably once you get it home and start using it on the range. Inside, you're going to find the gun, the magazine, of course. We have a lock mechanism, probably a state requirement for certain states. Have the sling with the QD mount, which is really nice. They include that, get you out to the range. It's usable, functional, decent sling. Over here on the other side, to the left of the gun and the magazine, some Sig swag. Stick on your new box that you buy for it, your owner's manual. And this is a good owner's manual, very detailed. Everything you're going to need to know about the gun. Advertisement for Sig ammunition. I haven't tried that stuff yet. I may have to. Advertisement for weapons lubricant. And here we have what appears to be a QD mount that attaches to a 1913 rail. This is so you can put a second QD mount on the gun for a 2-point sling system. The gun comes with a QD mount machined into the rear of the lower receiver already. Here's your rail sections. There's 3 of them. They're short 1913 style rail sections that bolt to the sides of the gun or on the bottom side. It's proprietary to the gun. And then you have a cleaning kit. This is a nice touch. It's a military style cleaning kit. Inside you got a brass brush. And then on the other side, you have your jags. There's a couple of them in there. Cleaning brushes, cleaning rod, even patches. So that's a really nice little cleaning kit, high quality. It'll be handy to leave in there. Looks like you got a sample of the TW25 for the advertisement, the lubricant to try on the gun, and then a wrench. Not sure what the wrench is for. So anyway, that's everything that comes in the box. It's a nice kit. It gets you out to the range. I wish it shipped with more magazines. One of the things I liked about the other gun that I picked up recently, the Zenith Z5 pistol, it comes with 3 magazines. Given the cost of these magazines, it'd be nice to get 2 or 3 of them in the box, but I can live with 1. Unfortunately, the magazines are stupid expensive. Online, they're selling for 60, 70, 80 bucks if you can find them. So that's the only downside. Otherwise, a complete kit, gets you out to the range, gets you shooting. It also is cut out here, the foam-wise, in case you have the SBR. That's for the collapsible stock. I'd really like to have one of those someday. Well, guys, we're just winding up our first range session out here with the MPX Sig 9mm pistol. Overall, I am extremely happy with the purchase. The gun has exceeded my expectations. I was kind of skeptical. Some of the online reviews were so glowing. I thought, just can it really be true? And so far I'm thinking, yeah, maybe it is true. The gun works very, very well. No cleaning, no lubrication, 500 rounds we fired this afternoon, 3 different ammunition types, and not a single hiccup, not even the hint of a single hiccup. The gun runs flawlessly so far. So I'm going to continue to shoot the gun as much as I possibly can. I'll give you guys an update video in the future. As you know, I'm not doing standard reviews anymore. I'm trying to just do more range videos where I bring you guys along with me out to the range and show you in real time exactly what I'm experiencing with the guns from the box the minute I take it out of it to after I fire 2, 3, 4, 5,000 rounds through it over the course of the summer, the winter, or whatever the year. I don't want to just be pigeonholed into the standard tabletop review, for lack of a better term. So hope you guys enjoy the new format. The Sig MPX blowing me away. Now right now, you can only find them pretty much as a pistol without the folding brace system on them. I discovered why. A friend of mine that is a dealer who has his Sig rep that he talked to, the Sig rep told him that they've taken them temporarily off the market with the folding brace system. They're redesigning that mechanism apparently. That's what he was told and that's what he conveyed to me. I simply couldn't find one. I could only find the pistols. I was hoping that Sig would sell just the brace system, the folding adapter system, individually or independently of the pistol, and apparently they will down the road once they get that redesigned brace system out on the market, which I'm really looking forward to. I will brace it, and if it continues to perform this well, I'll definitely keep the gun and then probably Form 1 it and turn it into an SBR because it will make a very handy little 9mm carbine. The guns are retailing for right around $1,200-ish or so on the street for the pistol version like this. Once you step it up with the brace, the side folding brace, you're probably looking more around $1,400-1,500. Actual street price, you're going to have to find them on Gun Broker and stuff like that. They're hot items right now. This one came into Blythe Sports in Valparaiso, Indiana. This didn't come into Copper Custom. We don't have them. And I, like I said, did some horse trading for it. So far, again, very happy with the purchase. So we'll close out for now, fire off the last 30 rounds of the 500 this afternoon, and I'll check back in with you guys in the future and let you know how the gun's working. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll talk to you guys soon. I really do like this little guy. Holy cow, this thing is fun.